Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, our Let's Play series against Evoken. It is June 10th, 1942, at least the turn replay of June 10th, 1942, and I don't know what to expect here. You know, we've had some Japanese submarine attacks off the coast of Australia. We have had some major efforts to reinforce our positions in Rangoon, but overall a fairly quiet last few turns, all things considered. That being said, the Philippines will fall soon, and we'll see what else happens here. Let's see here. I guess let's just see. Not a lot happening. No submarine activity in the sort of pre-dawn phase, so that's good, I guess. We got some B-17s hitting Espiritu Santos. Looks like there's some Japanese Oscars attempting to intercept them. About 15 Oscars trying to intercept B-17s. They're getting driven away by defensive fire, apparently, and they also can't catch the bombers. Hell yeah! Good job, B-17s. Some of them are taking some damage, but nothing too serious. I don't know if the Oscars... I don't think the 1C variant has the 20mm cannon. I know some of the early Oscars were undergunned. But you can see here they're being driven away by defensive fire. They can't catch up with the bombers. You know, they're not doing well. B-17's doing a good job. Seems like they're doing a good job anyway. I keep seeing the can't catch bomber, which feels like good news to me. Maybe this is why the save was titled Masters of the Air, because we had B-17s going in. Now, the B-17E does have a ball turret. It was the first version of the B-17 that did have the ball turret. So I would imagine, you know, the enemy's trying to catch up. That would be a relevant thing. All right, so they dropped their bombs. Doesn't look like they did a whole lot, and now they're trying to escape, turning around and coming back. So, a swirling air battle over the island of Espiritu Santo. Alright, so no Japanese lost. We did lose one B-17, apparently, 4 damaged. So we did take some damage, but the Japanese intercepted and were fairly ineffective in that. We dropped 4 500-pound bombs from each of the B-17s. And I don't know that we did any damage. They attacked a road construction company, but this at least confirms to us that they have some fighters at Espiritu Santos, and there's also, it looks like we've got some eyes on a task force at the port. Probably should have attacked the port instead of the ground troops there. Oh, great. 2 liberators coming in. Japanese failed to intercept them, and they dropped their bombs. On what? Naval Guard unit. So they have at least a construction unit and the 61st Naval Guards unit. Okay. Didn't do any damage, but we did get some nice intel there. Second rate of Liberators came in, and they're getting intercepted. Can't imagine 2 Liberators is going to have too much defensive fire, but I'm curious if there's any operational losses to these Oscars, though. You know, it says driven away by defensive fire. I don't know if that means they actually did it. Oh, wow, they got one! They destroyed an Oscar. Hell yeah. Just don't get shot down yourself, boys. Liberator damaged. They had to drop their payloads and are on the way out. So we'll see if any of our planes fail to make it home. I mean, they're obviously not getting blasted out of the sky, but they are taking some damage here. We'll have to take a look at the bomber squadrons here after this fight. Alright, 1 Oscar destroyed, 1 Liberator damaged. These guys dropped their bombs on the 42nd Road Construction Company. So 1 road construction company and 1 guard unit identified in the bombing raid. if anything else happens in the PM phase. I guess we'll find out. Cargo mission canceled due to weather. What were they going to fly? Where to? By the way, Cliche, thank you for the resub. Appreciate the support. "9 months we've had a Twitch baby." Okay, that was a pretty underwhelming PM air operation phase. We'll see if they launch any attacks on our troops at Clark. Nope, they're still just going to bombard the guys. Okay. They really want to let them starve away into nothingness, huh? If I had half a mind to it, I'd order my boys to fix bayonets and try and break the Japanese lines. Maybe they'll be like, they have food. Go charge them. Alright, some airfield expansions. Nothing else really happened that turn. So we had the B-17 and B-24 raids, and that was about it. We'll have to take a look and see if we lost much operationally. Also, very possible the Japanese planes lost some aircraft operationally. Well, we did wreck 2 Japanese divisions. We didn't fix bayonets, Hauser. But we did wreck 2 Japanese divisions, drove them out of Bataan, and then we attempted to attack at Clark Field, and we kind of ran out of gas, if you will. Alright, let's see what we got here. So, Espiritu Santos, no shipping activity, by the way. So no torpedoes even fired by anyone. I'm assuming these ships attempted to flee out of port when the raids came in, because we spotted several task forces of small numbers. We also spotted 3 ships in port, 2 AKs, and an SS. So a sub and 2 transports, and there were obviously more than 4 fighters based out of Luganville, but we know the enemy has fighters here. And then we spotted 12 units. That feels high. 2,400 troops, 11 guns, and 3 AFVs. I'm guessing they have more than that, but that's probably the complement from the Naval Guard unit. All told, Espiritu Santos does not feel too heavily guarded. Also, I forgot we had a sub here. Why didn't you attack any of these ships coming out of port, dude? Meanwhile, B-24 Liberators. These guys suffered 1 air-to-air loss. Was that this turn? I guess. And then our B-17s, these guys are all stood down. 1 maintenance, 2 damaged. 1 air-to-air lost. Did we lose 2 to air-to-air this turn? That doesn't seem to match very well with the reports. So our losses this turn were 1 Liberator and 1 Fortress. Meanwhile, we're claiming 2 Oscars were shot down. 4 Japanese aircraft lost to 2 Allied. Obviously a 4-engine heavy bomber, considerably more valuable. No shipping activity at all this turn. Whoops. Okay. And we will order these guys to stand down. We don't need ground attacks from these Liberators. They need a break. Also, I don't even know that we're producing any of these darn things anymore. We've got 74 Fortresses, so we could equip this squad, remerge and equip this squadron with Fortresses, but we have 1 LB-30 Liberator in reserve, so a very limited supply. Have our B-17 stand down too. How long is it going to take these damaged aircrafts to get aircrafts? One of them will take 2 weeks. That's ridiculous. But the other 2 of them will be done tomorrow and then 1 in 9 days. All right. Okay. All right. So pretty uneventful turn other than the bombing raids. The Prince of Wales on its way to England. Just 10 more days. Hasn't suffered any more flotation damage, I don't think, or no more engine damage. So still making flank speed. 10 days away. Meanwhile, looks like we finished unloading those troops at Karachi. So we've got the full might of the United States Army 40th Infantry Division ashore in India to defend the empire. FDR is rolling in his grave somewhere. Meanwhile, how's the supply situation at Rangoon? These boys are unloading 2,000. These guys already completed their unload and are on the way back. And we've got an additional almost 10,000 coming in on Task Force 91 here. And then about 19,000 will be arriving tomorrow in Rangoon as well, actually in the early morning hours. So supply situation there is good. 81,000 at Rangoon itself. Some of that's filtered out to other bases. Meanwhile, no other indications of any changes in China. Where are we at in the 96% of the way to level 4 forts at Rangoon? Molmine is at almost to level 4 as well. They're at 86%. Pagu's at 91. Two, 18. Okay. I'm not sure that there's anything else looking at up there. Actually, how is the damage sub doing? All right, Dolphin's doing okay. Bringing supply down to Great Nicobar. That guy's making for Calcutta. Okay. How are the carriers doing here under refit? 20 more days. And then the other carriers that we are moving around have not yet gotten to Colombo. So we've got the Illustrious and the Indomitable on the way to Colombo. And where did the Hermes go? I don't even see her. Where's the Hermes? Where'd she go? Oh, she's right there. So did they refuel then? They did. All right, so they refueled at Colombo this last turn, and they are on their way out to Coast to perhaps lay an ambush for Japanese bombers out that way. Meanwhile, it looks like the rest of the tankers who had been hit hard by those Japanese submarines off the coast of Perth have successfully made it into port. They cannot unload at the docks because their task force has too much tonnage. That might be because other task forces are taking up dockyard space. These guys are still taking up space, but they have very little fuel left. So let's undock them. They're at 7% of their load while we dock these guys. That'll get us more more stuff unloaded here. So we've got 72,000 more unloading in that force. 2,400 here. So about 75,000 more fuel is in port at Perth right now, which will be great for the Australian economy. We've got about 85,000 supplies on their way back from South Africa as well. And then our tanker task force, which are running high and dry, are also making it out of there. I don't know that they need to head full speed anymore, so we'll switch them back to mission speed. Another task force of about 17,000 fuel coming in. They've got corvette escorts if the Japanese try and hit that task force. And then 2 more outbound task forces a little bit south. The Sea Lanes and another 27,000 coming in with oilers. So they'll be moving a little more quickly. Well, they're slow oilers, though. They're not the valuable ones. Okay. Well, in any event, a lot of sea traffic that is currently going on near Perth. Hopefully that sub that was off Perth used all its torpedoes and we'll be able to get these task forces in and out without the enemy being able to hurt us too bad. Maybe they won't have any subs in position to do anything. 2nd Marines, some of them are on their way into Melbourne now. We also have 1 task force loading up Marines at Savi right now. So far, they've loaded quite a few troops on a single transport. They've got 65 Marine rifle squads, 27 light machine gun, 4 heavy machine gun. Not a ton of heavy. Well, even this has a lot of heavy equipment. What are they leaving behind? It's got to just be the support elements then, right? 8th Marine Regiment. What is not coming with you? 35 rifle squads, 19 anti-aircraft machine guns, 14 37mm anti-tank guns, some pack howitzers, and mostly support and motorized support. Okay. I'd be curious. These guys are... Troop load is almost at capacity. Cargo is almost also. So we'll wait for them to fill up, and then probably they'll be done loading up tomorrow. So once they're done loading up those troops tomorrow or the day after, we'll pull another cargo ship out of Savi's port and then throw the rest of the men on that. Sorry, what, Chaplain? This is Gary Grigsby's first, and then we will be doing bombing the Reich after. I'm not sure I understand the question. All right. Replenishment. Still got those boys. These guys are headed back to Los Angeles. All right. Did Suva upgrade the airfield yet? No, 50 and 50. Almost to level 4 airfield at Nadi. That would be nice. So if Nadi becomes a 4... Oh no, Suva's a 7. Okay. Still plenty of supply at Suva. I'm using a mod for War in the Pacific. Let's see. 30K on the way to Pago from Pearl. And then we've got our new carrier, the Wasp, on the way to Pearl. And the Enterprise is 6 days away from arriving at Cristobal. Nice. Why are they unloading supply? Oh, that must have brought them from Central America. Okay, so let's see here. Anything else worth looking at? Ship withdrawal, anything due soon? "19 days on the light cruiser Emerald." In 4 days, we get some more Kitty Hawks, which will be nice. Even if they're in Canada, we'll see if we can unlock them, maybe. A Hurricane 10B? What the heck is that? It's a restricted HQ anyway, so I don't think I can do anything with it. But a Hurricane X2B. 12B? Oh, I never even heard of that model before. Royal New Zealand Kitty Hawks arriving in Blenheim. It's a Canadian-produced 2B. Okay. Too bad they're going to be stuck in Canada. I'm doing everything I can to force Canada into the war. Everything we can get to get those Canadians to pull their part. We've taken, I'm sure this is very politically popular, but we've taken 3,000 Canadian militia and stuck them on Christmas Island. And I think we've got another Canadian group in San Francisco-ish. Maybe. The Canadian Rifles are somewhere around here. Maybe it's not San Francisco. Maybe it's LA. The Winnipeg Grenadier Battalion, which is in the process of reforming, but only has about 50 men right now, is in LA. And then there's another one around here somewhere. Oh, the Rifles of Canada Battalion, another 240 men roughly, currently in LA. They should pull reinforcements. There's no reason you shouldn't. So we're gonna send them. We're gonna send them somewhere hot. We'll make them fight this Pacific war. They're a Pacific country. They should be fighting this war. What do they think they do? Just free riding off us Americans, doing all the hard work. Come on, Canada, pull your weight. Nonsense about Europe first. Supply situation in the Philippines is getting pretty dire here, guys. Most of our troops have no supply left. The ones that do have a fraction of the required supply. This is War in the Pacific, Braden. It is a old turn-based World War II game. 1 day equals 1 turn. And we're playing an online game versus a human opponent. This is like turn 178. It is June 17th of 1942. All right. I'm not... Honestly, guys, I don't know that I got a lot else to show you right now. We looked at the group reinforcements. We'll be getting some Kitty Hawks. B-18 Bolos, LOL. I'm not sure there's a whole lot else to show you right now this turn. I guess let's take a look at our top pilots. Lead ace is still T. Cole with 8 kills, but he was killed in action. Several other pilots with 7 kills, including one Dutch pilot, G. van Harlem. Pappy Boyington still with his group in Burma. We lost one pilot KIA today. Probably one of those B-24 pilots. We're like a month away from 5,000 Canadians. You know, if the 5,000 Canadians hadn't gotten lost at Dieppe, just think they could have landed on Taro and helped out there. All right. Didn't we send one other battalion somewhere to land on some island somewhere? Baker's still unloading these supplies and troops. Dear God. You guys, get off the damn boats. You've been here for like a week. Hornets out here like, I hope we're not going to have to do anything, guys. We're at 50% fuel. Speaking of which, I thought I sent a tanker south with them. Maybe I forgot. I must have not actually done that. Okay. Well, they're not in great shape fuel-wise, but I don't think they're detected, so they should be safe-ish there. I swear I sent another amphibious force out of Australia. Some supplies on the way to Darwin. Thank you for the resub, Stein. Appreciate it. And, yeah. So... I think that's going to do it for the War in the Pacific part of this episode. We are going to jump over to bombing the Reich here. Anything anyone else want to see before we jump out of here? It's a fairly quiet turn. I guess we should check the SIGINT. Planning for an attack on Rangoon. Okay, so that is actually kind of the first hard intelligence that we have that the Japanese are planning on move in Burma. We've long assumed that they have no choice but to do it, but this is the first time we've actually seen this confirmed via intelligence. So this Japanese battalion is planning for an attack on Rangoon. I'm wondering if he's waiting to take the Philippines and then that'll free up a division or two for him to shift to the India-Burma theater. That is possible. Could be why he's not in a rush. Okay. Oh, this is the first we've seen of this. So the 86th Filipino Coastal Artillery Battalion disperses. So I wonder if their supplies got so low. Meanwhile, one of our destroyers at Colombo has begun its refit. Some of the 27th Infantry Division devices are being upgraded. California is available for service at Pearl, Tennessee as well, so they can now make their way back to the States to finish repairs from the bombing at Pearl Harbor. But that's the first we've seen any indication of troops dispersing. I didn't think we had coastal artillery units at Clark Field. I guess this technically is a coastal anti-aircraft regiment, so we might have had some coastal artillery units. But, yep, not a good sign that our troops are dispersed. Some of them are dispersing. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for this turn. We'll go ahead and save this. And while I know this was a shorter episode, that's all I've got for you guys tonight. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of War in the Pacific, Admirals Edition. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.